Hi, I'm Lex. I was a previously homeless youth, and now I am working to change the system that I was in. The most important thing for the community to know is that youth homelessness exists. It doesn't necessarily present itself the way that you're used to seeing. It's not always youth living in the woods or on the streets. It's people couch surfing and people trying to work multiple jobs to make ends meet, sleeping in their car. These are all ways that homelessness presents, and it's out there, you're just not seeing it. So I became homeless at 18 years old when I was kicked out of the house by my father for being queer. Being queer and trans, especially in this community, is difficult because there isn't a lot of acceptance and there's not a lot of support spaces for people like me. So I was facing this hostility at home, but I was also facing that in the community as well. So neither my home nor my community felt like a home for me. I will never forget someone in my family telling me that they hope that I die of AIDS so that they can spit on my grave and say, "I told you so." There's a lot of things that were said to me throughout the years by members of the church and members of my own family that I'm still working through to this day in therapy. When I kicked out, it was defeating, demoralizing. The people that claimed to love me and raised me turned their backs on me. And it was this feeling of being alone, being isolated. Most of my classmates had no idea. I was fortunate compared to other youth where I knew ahead of time that I was going to become homeless, so I was able to make preparations ahead of time. I had a friend that used to be a Jehovah's Witness as well, and I became really close with her family. And they took me in once I became homeless, and I lived with them throughout my senior year of high school. Being homeless affected a lot of different aspects of my life. I had to work 30 hours a week while going to school full time. I felt really uncertain. I know the statistics about homeless individuals and specifically youth and not graduating high school, not being able to achieve all of the goals that they want. College is super expensive. There was a lot of questions about, am I going to be able to afford the necessary steps to achieve the future that I want? Because I knew that the only way that I'd be able to unlock my full potential was through school. So no matter what I was going through, I always prioritized it. Being separated from my family made a lot of things harder. So it was right before my senior year. So things like applying to college and trying to navigate that whole process and all of the aspects of adulthood on my own. Every community has a McKinney-Vento liaison by federal standards. And so I was connected with Renee, who was the liaison, right after I became homeless. And she was able to connect me with some resources, like she was able to help pay for my college applications. I had a $500 deposit once I got accepted that I needed to pay. There was navigating financial aid, there was gas money through gift cards, grocery gift cards, different small things. It was all that she was able to do, but the help was really much appreciated. Having that liaison was a relief because I had just kept getting told no, that there was nothing that anyone could do to help. And it was finally someone who said, "I want to help you, I want to hear your story, and I care. I will do what I can to make this happen." And she did. So now that I am out of this situation, I wanted to change the system that I was in. And so my work for the past year and a half, 2 years, has been building up homeless youth services. So we developed 3 programs for Charlotte County, and we're developing more every day. And that's what my job is to help change the system to make it better for people in a situation like I was. There are youth who have to move from Sarasota County to Charlotte County to Lee County, Collier, like all the areas around here. Youth are getting bounced around because they have nowhere else to go and they just need to go to whatever's best for them at the time. I'm doing great now. So I got into the university that I wanted to. This summer am going to be spending it in New York City doing a fabulous product management internship. I have a chosen family that deeply cares about me and wants me to be happy, and I go to school out of state, but I come back to Florida often for work and I get to stay with them when I come back. And so I have a home here for once. Like I have a place that I can be myself and be accepted and be loved. The most important thing for homeless youth that find themselves in this situation is to ask for help. It can be scary, it can be embarrassing, there's a lot of stigma around it, but there are so many people out there that want to help and they have resources for you, but you're never going to be able to access them if you never ask for them. I just also want homeless youth to never underestimate the power and strength of a chosen family. It may not be your blood-related family, but those people care and love about you just as deeply. It's an unconditional love that you will be able to find, and if you find it, embrace it, hold on to it, and don't let it go.